To get started on your Keith Haring inspired Google drawing, we're going to open up Google Drawings. You can click on your waffle and scroll through until you find it, or you can just type into Google Drawings. We're going to open up a new canvas, and you want to make sure that you have a Keith Haring image that you can reference. Now, I want to apologize, my computer screen was being a little weird when I made this video, and there's a little thumbnail that I couldn't get rid of, and I'm not sure why, but I'm going to hit Insert Image and place my Keith Haring image that I'd like to use onto my Google Drawing canvas. Now, when I just use the plain line tool, it will give me a straight line. So I would like to use my curve tool. And remember that the more times you click, the closer to your shape is going to be. However, if you click too many times, it's going to stop it and make it a line instead of a shape. I'm going to click until I fill out the full outline of my figure. We can't do any small details or even that little notch where the head goes down if I'm making my original shape. So I just want to outline the outline of the figure until I can fill it in with a solid color. You want to consider your complementary colors when making this artwork. Throughout this video, I'm going to make different figures using different gestures. They're going to be in different poses, and I'll have them all be different colors. But that's just to see what color I like best, and by the end of my artwork, I'll have to choose one color to work with. You can see that I'm tracing Keith Haring's figures. If you'd like to trace for this project, that's okay. But if you'd like to create your own figures in your own poses, that's absolutely okay as well. When I get back to the start of my line, it will fill in this light blue color. So go up to your paint bucket and choose which color you'd like your figure to be. Then we want to make sure we have a nice thick black outline. So you're going to choose which thickness you'd like by clicking on the line button next to your pen tool. I went with about 3 or 4, but it's up to you how you want your figure to look. Next, use your scribble tool to fill in your extra details. So my head went down below, and I have a nice line where the legs get separated so it looks like an actual person. You can mess around to make that fit a little better. It's up to you how you want that to look. We're also going to be outlining the gesture lines around your figure. So same as with your original figure, if you want to copy the gesture lines that Keith Haring made, you absolutely can trace right over those. But if you'd like to make your own, you could do that too. Just make sure those figure lines and the outlines of your figure are nice and thick. So I would say choose 3 or 4, maybe even higher if you want a thicker shape for your work. You can play around with any of your scribble tool lines by using those little blue dots to move the head, move everything so that it fits and looks super nice, like it actually belongs on the body of your figure that you're creating. To see your work underneath of your photograph, you can just drag that photo and move it out of the way, and when you want it back, just drag it back. Remember that if your work goes behind anything, you can click on it with 2 fingers and choose order and either bring to front or send to back, depending on where you would like it to be. Play around with those gesture marks. I have them at 8, and I think that that might be a little bit thick, so I'm going to move it down 3 or 4. It's really up to you how you want your artwork to look. You're going to repeat this process until you have 6 figures on your page. I would recommend selecting each of your figures as you make them, making them a little bit smaller and moving them off to the side so they're out of your way while you're working. It'll make it a lot easier in the long run so that your figures don't run into each other, and you'll have the freedom to move them wherever you want them for your final on your canvas. Remember also that you can use that magnifying tool to zoom out and zoom in, move your picture around that you're working from, but you want to make sure you have 6 or more figures by the end of this process. If while you're working you decide you really like one of your figures and you'd like to duplicate it or make one that is the exact same but facing the other direction, you're going to select your figure. You can either hit Control-C to copy and then Control-V to paste, or you can go up to Edit and choose Copy or Paste. And then if you click with 2 fingers on your new figure, you can hit rotate and then flip horizontally. So it will just flip side to side. But if you want to flip it upside down, you can hit choose vertically. Once you have 6 or more figures on your page, then you're ready to start a new canvas to move on to your Mr. Doodle portion of this assignment.